All right, so using cut bait, we have the rotating type heads. This one here happens to be a king head. That's the brand that is a little bit on the larger size. It's more stiff plastic, I would say. It's already pre-tuned so that it'll rotate quite nicely. You see that I have just a spacer. I'm using a bead chain just to give me my space between the head and the hook and your piece of meat. So it's a herring strip that's been cut, slid in there, and then using a toothpick will hold it in place. When we drop it in, so the leader that we have here is about, I'm 5'8", so it's about 5 foot, I would say 4, I would say, is the length of this particular leader. And essentially what you want is that head. Now, you know, the speed that we're doing on the surface right now is 2.2 miles per hour GPS. And you can see that it's gently rolling, about 1.5 revolutions per second, which is exactly the way I want it, right there. See that? It's not spinning too fast. It's a nice gentle roll, almost, you know, subtle, I would say. Now the flasher itself, that's a 11-inch flasher hotspot, and it will also do its own kick and allow some additional action to that cut bait as well. So when I put it down, I'm going to connect it to the downrigger here. Generally we let these out about 25 feet or so, and it gives you just enough rotation on that big flasher. If it's too close to the cannonball, it'll corkscrew. It'll be too tight of a revolution. I want it to be nice and be able to do a nice rotation and get that action of that cut bait to work real well. So I'm just going to put it on the release clip and send it down. What I like to do is just send it down just till it pops the surface. Let it go. Then I stop the downrigger, because right now is a lot of tension. There's a ton of tension on the downrigger release clip, and I want it to relax before I start to send it down again. And then I'll send it. And I'll send it slowly. One of the things about cut bait, you don't want to send it real fast, or else you're going to trip or at least your line will start to pull out of that release clip and your tension won't be right. You want a good tension on cut bait when it's down there at depth. So I'm going to stop that at 70 feet and tighten this up, put it in the rod holder, and wait for a king to bite. The reel that we're using, we generally use, I like to use a high-speed reel, and a lot of times, because the downriggers will be, for cut bait especially, will be deep. So you have a lot of line to catch up on. What happens is that bow in the line will be when the fish hits and pulls it out of the release clip, there's a lot of slack that you got to pull in. So generally when you get a bite, you'll grab the reel and just start cranking. So this is a high-speed reel. You're able to catch up on that line really well and get that slack out of the line. That's really important in order to keep the hooks on. That cut bait that's behind the big flasher, the flasher's rotating, and often those fish will come off the hook real easy.